Hi everybody. I just wanted to give you a quick run through of what I'm expecting for exercise 5.1. Kind of has a lot of parts listed and I don't think it all necessarily meshes together. So I just wanted to show you what would be acceptable for this exercise. So in this example, I've decided to make a skeleton class going with our D&D theme. So the first thing I did was opened a Word document and then I listed the name of the class. And I listed out some properties. So I came up with 5 things that I think a skeleton has. Name, health points, how much gold it has, does it have a weapon, and then I listed out some methods. Similarly, you could resurrect a skeleton, it could attack, you could change its health. And then in there, I picked out 3 properties and 1 method I actually wanted to use. And you can see I've made those bold. So again, kind of coming up with general lists and then pick the ones that you're actually going to use later in the project. So 3 properties, 1 method, that's what I'm looking for. So now that I've decided on name, health points, and gold held as my properties, and the resurrect method as my method, you can see here I have right at the bottom my very simple UML. Let me zoom in just a bit here, showing those properties. So I have my skeleton class. You could see I've made all of my properties private. We'll see why in a moment. And I have my resurrect method here. Now, we've shown before how getters and setters, something I want you to do, they are methods, and you can put them in the UML. They're so common that sometimes we leave them out. So if you have your getters and setters listed in your UML, that's great. If you don't, that's also okay. So you can see here my document is now done. I have my class name, I have its properties, its methods, I chose the ones I'm going to use, and I put that into a UML. So let me swap over to my code, because the next step, once you have this is one of the things you're going to turn in is this document. A Word document or a PDF is okay. You're then going to go and open a new project in Android Studio. So I've already done that. Let me show you what I have. First of all, my GUI, my graphic user interface, is very simple. I just have one text box. That's all I'm using. I'm just going to put some stuff in my text box. So this is not a complicated project. It's just enough to show off the class you make. You can also see here I've made my skeleton class following my UML. So I want that to match up. So I have my private properties with the same type, so 1 string and 2 ints. And I have my method, my resurrect method. What this does is if the skeleton's health is less than 0, it sets it back to 1, and I get a little string telling me the skeleton came back to life. And if it already has health, then I just get a message that says the skeleton is still alive. Now, I've followed my UML, but I don't yet have getters and setters. I need to add those. So I'm going to right-click on one of my properties, and then I'm going to come down here to generate. I'm going to click generate. I'm going to scroll down this list to getter and setter. I'm going to click that, and I have a list of all my properties. So I'm going to hold down Shift, pick all 3 so that all of them are highlighted, and then I'm going to hit OK. And you can see what happened is that now I have 6 new methods, 2 of them for each of my properties. So for name, I have get name and set name. And for health points, I have get health points and set health points. It's done all that work for me, and you are welcome to do that. And I'd like to see the getters and setters in your project. Now, let's pop over to the main activity, and let me show you all that your code needs to actually do. I made an instance of my skeleton. So there's Shelly, the skeleton. I set all of its properties, and I'm using the method that I made. And all I need to do here is output the results of that method showing it's working. So when the exercise says show that it works, you can go a little bit farther than this and actually print out all of your values. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's show all of our properties. So show our properties. Because I've used a multi-line text box, what I can do is very easily append all of the properties of Shelly here. So I'm going to get name, And then just for fun, I'm going to add this little extra character here, this /n, which means go to a new line. And I just hit Control D to copy that line, and I'm just going to modify it so that each of my properties prints out. So I'm going to show the health points, I'm going to show the name, and I'm going to show the gold held. So now I'm using my method, printing out the result, and using all of my properties, printing out the result, using my getters and setters here. You can see I'm not accessing the properties directly, I'm setting them with my setter and getting them with my getters. So let's go ahead and run this. And again, there's no button, nothing I need to click. It will just automatically do all this. I put it in on create. So as soon as it starts up and the debugger connects, we should see, and I should have put another new line in here, but there's the result of the resurrection. Nothing happened because it already had health points. And it shows the name, it shows its health, which is 10, and it shows the gold it has, which is 5, which are the same things I set them to here. And this would meet the exercise. So good luck. If you still have any questions, let me know, let a coach know. And yeah, I will see you next week. Thank you very much.